Listen closely, starseed, because this message did not find you by accident. It reached you because something in your field has already started to open, and even if your mind does not fully understand it yet, your soul recognized the signal before you press play. For the past few days, maybe even longer, you may have felt a strange pressure around your life. Not a loud sign, not a dramatic vision, something quieter, a tiredness that sleep did not completely fix, a sensitivity that made ordinary conversations feel heavier than usual. Interrupted sleep, sudden emotions, repeating numbers appearing in places you could not ignore. The feeling that something invisible was standing close to you, waiting for you to finally notice. Do not mistake this for fear. This is recognition. Fear closes the body. Recognition awakens it. Fear makes you shrink. Recognition makes something inside you lean forward, even when you cannot explain why. That subtle pressure you have been feeling is not random anxiety. It is the first movement of a transmission your soul detected before your human mind could translate it. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and what you are hearing now is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. This is not entertainment. This is not just another message to pass through your mind and disappear. This is a remembrance key, and if you stay present with it, something inside your field may begin to unlock. The Arcturian Council has identified a frequency opening around you. This opening does not appear around every person at every moment. It appears when a starseed reaches the edge of an old identity. It appears when the version of you that survived through silence, overthinking, shrinking, and waiting can no longer carry the truth of who you are becoming. That is why old spaces may feel strange now. That is why certain conversations feel empty. That is why the life that once felt familiar may suddenly feel too small for your energy. You are not imagining this. A signal has arrived, and the first sign of activation is not always excitement. Sometimes the first sign is pressure, because the old self feels the doorway opening, and it knows the higher self is returning. The heaviness you have been feeling is not weakness. It is not laziness. It is not proof that you failed spiritually or lost your connection. Listen carefully, because the Arcturian Council wants you to understand this with your whole body. What you're feeling is density leaving your field. When a starseed prepares to receive a higher signal, everything that cannot travel with that signal rises to the surface. The old emotions, the old fears, the old memories, the old reactions you thought you had already outgrown, they do not rise because you're going backward. They rise because they're being shown the exit. This is why you may have felt sudden sadness without knowing why. Irritation over small things. A deep need to be alone. The desire to disappear for a while. Not because you want to give up, but because your energy is tired of being touched by frequencies that no longer feel safe. You may have noticed memories returning from years ago, conversations replaying in your mind, faces you thought you had forgotten, moments where you abandoned yourself just to be accepted. You may feel exhausted after simple conversations. You may feel disconnected from people you used to understand. You may look at old routines, old friendships, old habits, and feel a quiet distance inside your chest. This is not you falling apart. This is your field rejecting what once felt normal. The identity you have been wearing was not wrong. It was a survival shell. It protected you when you had to stay small. It helped you stay quiet when speaking your truth felt dangerous. It taught you to be agreeable when being different felt unsafe. It kept you invisible when your light would have attracted too much resistance. But now that shell has become too tight, your soul is expanding, and your body is trying to learn how to feel safe with more light, more truth, more presence, and more power. That adjustment can feel heavy because the nervous system is releasing its loyalty to survival. So do not judge the tiredness. Do not condemn the silence. Do not call this a failure. You are not losing energy. You are withdrawing energy from the version of life that could no longer hold your truth. Now that the signal has reached your field, understand this clearly. The old timeline may begin to react. Do not be surprised if people suddenly demand your attention. Do not be surprised if an old fear returns the moment you start feeling clear. Do not be surprised if a message from the past appears, or if your mind begins whispering doubt right when your soul begins whispering truth. This is not punishment. This is the echo of the old timeline trying to stay alive through your attention. The Matrix does not need to destroy a starseed. It only needs to distract one long enough for them to abandon their own frequency. It only needs to pull your eyes away from the signal and back into the old pattern. Back into guilt, back into urgency, back into explaining yourself to people who are never ready to understand the language of your soul. Watch carefully over these next moments. Notice the sudden emotional hooks, the feeling that you must answer immediately, the fear that someone will be disappointed in you, the pressure to prove you're good, kind, loyal, available, humble, or acceptable. Notice the fear of being judged. Notice the old need to explain every decision before you allow yourself to make it. These are courts. They are not always dramatic. Sometimes they arrive as a simple notification, a familiar voice, an old memory, or a thought that says, maybe you should wait. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you are being selfish. But the Arcturian Council is asking you to pause before you obey the pull. Pause before you react. Pause before you give your energy away. And ask yourself, is this asking for my truth, or is it asking for my old self? If it requires you to shrink, it is not alignment. If it requires you to betray your body, it is not guidance. If it only feels safe because it keeps you familiar, it is not the new timeline. It is the old field calling you back by a name you no longer have to answer to. You're not here to feed what is ending. You're here to anchor what is arriving. If you're ready to stop feeding the old timeline with your attention, comment now. I choose this signal. The Arcturian Council is not forcing anything into your life. They are not pushing open a path you did not choose. They are not taking your will, your timing, or your sovereignty. What they're doing now is far more subtle and far more powerful. They're opening a field of remembrance around you. This field does not control. It reveals. It does not command your steps. It illuminates what has always been waiting beneath the noise. It surrounds your body like a blue-white frequency, soft, precise, intelligent, and ancient. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but a deeper part of you can feel it. This frequency is clearing static from your nervous system. It is moving through the places where fear became tension, where protection became armor, where silence became survival. It is not breaking you open with force. It is softening the parts of you that forgot they were allowed to receive. You may notice it as a sudden warmth in your chest, as if something inside the heart is beginning to thaw. You may feel tingling around the crown of your head or behind your eyes. Your dreams may become clearer, more symbolic, more alive. Your intuition may arrive faster, before thought has time to interfere. You may have moments where reality feels strangely still, as if the world has paused for one breath, and something invisible is listening with you. These sensations are not random. They are signs that your body is beginning to recognize the original blueprint. The Arcturian field works through calm precision. It does not scream over your life. It does not chase you through fear. It does not beg for belief. It waits. It waits until you become quiet enough to notice what was always underneath the noise. It waits until your breath slows. It waits until your body stops fighting the light that has been trying to come home. And when you become still, even for a moment, the field becomes easier to feel. You may realize that guidance was never absent. It was simply buried beneath urgency, doubt, distraction, and the old need to survive. So breathe. Let the blue-white frequency surround you. The door is not opening in the sky. It is opening inside your own frequency. Beneath the fear, beneath the confusion, beneath every layer of conditioning this world placed over your light, there's a part of you that never forgot. It did not forget who you were before you learned to doubt yourself. It did not forget the signal you carried before this life became loud. It did not forget the mission, the frequency, the ancient intelligence encoded into the deepest part of your soul. This part of you is not damaged by rejection. It was not erased by trauma. It was not silenced by the years you spent pretending to be ordinary, so the world would feel less threatened by your presence. It waited, quietly, patiently, holding the original memory beneath the surface of your life. And it has been speaking to you. It spoke through the dreams you could not explain, through the numbers that repeated until you finally stopped calling them coincidence, through the sudden pull in your chest when certain words, places, or sounds awakened something ancient inside you, through the body sensations that came before understanding, through the sudden knowing that arrived without evidence, without logic, without anyone giving you permission to trust it. You may have dismissed these signals because they did not arrive with proof. But sacred memory rarely returns through proof. It returns through recognition. The soul does not always announce itself with thunder. Sometimes it arrives as a quiet certainty that makes no sense to the human mind, but feels completely true to the inner field. You did not come here empty. You arrived with encoded wisdom, dormant gifts, light instructions, a frequency designed to activate at the exact moment your earthly identity became too small to contain your spiritual truth. That moment is not outside you anymore. It is moving through you now. The old world trained you to trust noise. It taught you to believe the loudest voice, the strongest pressure, the visible proof. But your higher self speaks through stillness. It speaks when you stop performing, when you stop explaining, when you stop asking permission to know what your soul already knows. The more you become quiet, the clearer the signal becomes. And now, the part of you that never forgot is no longer whispering. It is beginning to lead. Before you can fully anchor the new frequency, your emotional body must release what it has been carrying. This is why old pain may return suddenly. This is why tears may come without a clear reason. This is why certain memories may feel alive again, even if you thought they were buried, healed, or forgotten. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand this clearly. You are not going backward. You are witnessing the final release of emotional imprints that once shaped your reality. For years, grief may have lived quietly inside the body. Shame may have hidden beneath achievement. Guilt may have disguised itself as responsibility. Abandonment may have become independence. Fear of being seen may have turned into silence, overthinking, or the need to stay small enough to be accepted. But now, as the new frequency enters your field, the inner chamber must be cleared. The Arcturian Council describes this phase as a sacred emptying. The heart begins bringing old density into the light, not to punish you, but to free you from what you unconsciously carried. You may feel emotional without knowing why. You may remember a conversation from years ago. You may suddenly understand how long you've been holding pain that was never meant to become your identity. Do not judge the purge. Do not turn it into a story. Do not say, "I thought I healed this already." Some pain only leaves when the nervous system finally feels safe enough to release it. Some wounds do not open because you failed. They open because your body has finally received enough light to let them move. So when the emotion rises, do not fight it. Do not analyze it until it becomes another prison. Place one hand over your heart. Breathe slowly. Let the breath become a doorway. And say silently inside your field, "This is leaving me. This is not becoming me." Again, this is leaving me. This is not becoming me. Let the body hear you. Let the old imprint know it no longer has to stay. These tears are not evidence of weakness. They are proof that the locked places are opening. As the old emotional field begins to clear, something important starts to happen. You become harder to control. The Matrix relied on your reactions. It relied on the moment you would panic, the moment you would explain yourself, the moment guilt would pull you back into a place your soul had already outgrown. It relied on your fear, your overgiving, your self-doubt. You need to be validated by people who could not even recognize the language of your awakening. But now, something is changing. You may notice that old triggers do not hit the same way. A message that once would have taken your peace may now feel distant. A person who once had access to your nervous system may no longer be able to pull you into the same loop. Old habits may begin to feel hollow. Drama may feel too loud. Fear-based news may feel less believable. Conflict may feel like a frequency you simply cannot afford anymore. This is not detachment from life. This is frequency sovereignty. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand that you're no longer absorbing every signal around you as if it belongs to you. You're beginning to generate your own field. You are learning to stand inside your own energy without immediately adjusting yourself to match the room, the mood, the fear, or the expectations of others. For a long time, you were like a candle trying to survive the wind. Every opinion moved you. Every rejection shook you. Every silence made you question your worth. But now, you are becoming something else. You are becoming a fixed star, and a fixed star does not argue with darkness. It does not chase every shadow across the sky. It does not explain why it shines. It simply holds its position, and by holding its position, it changes the field around it. That is what is happening inside you now. Your greatest protection is not isolation. It is coherence. It is the moment your thoughts, your body, your emotions, and your choices stop scattering in different directions. Because when your energy stops scattering, lower frequencies lose their grip. They cannot manipulate what no longer abandons itself. The new timeline does not always arrive as a dramatic external event. It does not always begin with a door flying open, a miracle appearing overnight, or the entire world changing around you. At first, the new timeline begins as a choice inside your field. A quiet choice. A choice to stop returning to what drains you just because it is familiar. A choice to stop calling fear intuition when it is really an old wound trying to protect itself. A choice to stop shrinking your energy so other people can feel comfortable around the version of you they prefer. The Arcturian Council can transmit the signal. Your guides can support your field. Gaia can hold your body as it learns to carry more light. Your higher self can keep calling you forward through dreams, signs, pressure, and recognition. But the timeline cannot anchor until you choose it from within. This is the part no one can do for you. There are two paths before you now. One path repeats the old pattern: waiting, doubting, overthinking, explaining, asking the outside world for permission to trust what your soul already knows. This path feels familiar because you have walked it many times. It may even feel safe, but only because it keeps you small enough to avoid change. The other path is quieter, but stronger. It is the path of alignment, truth, protection, sovereignty, and trust in the signal. It does not always come with certainty. It does not always come with applause. But it comes with a deeper peace, the kind your nervous system recognizes before your mind can justify it. And understand this. The new timeline is chosen through small daily decisions. What you answer, what you ignore, what you feed with your attention, what you release without needing one final explanation, what you stop carrying, what you finally allow yourself to become. Every small choice tells the field who is leading now. Every moment of alignment becomes a vote for the reality your soul came here to anchor. You do not need to become perfect before the shift begins. The timeline is not waiting for perfection. It is waiting for permission. Tonight, before you sleep, do not rush into unconsciousness carrying the noise of the old timeline. The moments before sleep are powerful. The conscious mind begins to soften. The defenses become quieter. The deeper field becomes more receptive. This is when instructions can pass beyond thought and enter the nervous system, the subconscious, and the energetic body. The Arcturian Council wants you to use this doorway with intention, not with force, not with fear, with presence. When the world becomes quiet tonight, sit still for a moment. Turn off the distractions. Let the screen go dark. Let the room become simple. Place one hand over your heart and breathe slowly, as if you are telling your body that nothing is chasing you anymore. Feel the breath move through the chest. Feel the body listening. Then speak these words, not as a performance, not as a wish, but as an instruction to your field. Tonight, I release the frequency that kept me small. I withdraw my energy from the old timeline. I allow my body to feel safe with more truth, more light, and more presence. I receive the signal my soul recognizes. I walk forward with clarity, protection, sovereignty, and courage. I am ready. Let the words land. Do not hurry past them. When this declaration is spoken with presence, the field receives a new command. The nervous system begins to soften because it no longer has to protect the old identity with the same intensity. The subconscious receives permission to stop repeating patterns that were built only for survival. The energetic body begins to reorganize around a new instruction. The old identity loses authority when you stop feeding it with your fear. The returning blueprint becomes easier to trust when your body hears you choose it. And even if nothing dramatic happens immediately, do not think the practice failed. Some of the deepest shifts begin in silence. Some commands enter the field quietly and begin working beneath the surface before the mind ever sees proof. You do not need to force the shift. You do not need to chase the signal. You only need to stop denying the part of you that already recognizes it. You were never late. You were never forgotten. You were never disconnected from your star family, even in the moments when the silence felt endless and the path made no sense. The years of confusion were not proof that you failed. The delays were not evidence that you were abandoned. The moments when you felt lost, different, too sensitive, or unable to fit into the world were all preparing your field for this moment. Because the truth cannot fully anchor in a field that still believes it must collapse to survive. The Arcturian Council wants you to understand that what is returning now is not a fantasy version of you. It is not an impossible self you must chase, perform, or become through force. It is the original self, the clear self, the sovereign self, the luminous self that existed before fear taught you to hide, before rejection taught you to shrink, before the old world convinced you that your sensitivity was a weakness instead of a signal. This version of you is not coming from outside. It is rising from within. After this transmission, life may not change all at once. The room may look the same. The people around you may act the same. The outside world may continue moving in its familiar noise, but your relationship to it will begin to shift. You may feel calmer where you once reacted. You may feel less available for old patterns. You may feel a quiet strength in places where you used to explain yourself. You may notice guidance arriving more clearly, not as a loud command, but as a steady knowing in the body. That is the beginning of embodiment. The signal has reached you. The field has opened. The choice has been placed in your hands. No one can choose the new timeline for you, but no one can stop you from choosing it now. You're not here to watch the shift from a distance. You are here to anchor it through your breath, your choices, your presence, and your frequency. If this transmission reached you at the exact moment your soul needed to hear it, like this video and subscribe. The signal has found you. Now let it move through you.